Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to Notes R.3. Remember, whatever I write down on my paper, you're going to write down on your paper. So today we're working with operations with decimals, dividing decimals by whole numbers, right? So we did adding, subtracting, multiplying yesterday. That's what this section is, just a little bit of review. We're going to skip that here in the video, and we're going to move right on to our discovery zone. Math sometimes is about discovering patterns. Try these problems even though we haven't learned about them yet. So if I said 8/10 divided by 2, we'll just think, what's 8 divided by 2? Well, that's just 4, right? But now it's tenths, so my answer is 4/10, which if I were to write it, it'd be 0.4, right? All right, what's 6/100 divided by 3? Well, 6 divided by 3 is just 2. And then if it's hundredths, all right, it's 2/100. If I were to write hundredths, remember it's the second place value behind the 0. And so that would be 0.02, okay? 24/100. Okay, well, all right, I get the pattern now. That's 6/100, and that would be then just, okay, 0.06, right? We could also look at the pattern this way, right, instead of it being in words, right? 56 divided by 4, that's just 14. I used my multiplication chart to put my finger on 4, went across until I got to 56, went up, and so it was 14. All right, well, now what if I put a decimal in between 5 and 6? Well, it can't be 14 again, but what happens if I put a decimal in between my answer? 1.4. Okay, cool. Use the pattern now. What happens if the decimal is 0.56, so in between the 0 and the 5? Well, again, I'm just going to swoop my decimal over 1, 0.14. So as you see, the smaller we divide the number, the smaller my answer becomes, right? So I'm going to do A, and then B and C you're going to do an Edpuzzle. So it says choose the correct quotient for each expression. Well, remember, the amount of decimals we have should be the amount of decimals we have in our answer. So if I have two decimals, then I'm looking for an answer choice that's got 2 decimals, right? I don't even have to know how to divide this stuff. I'm just looking for an answer choice that's got 2 decimals in its answer, and there it is right there, 1.62. It's got 2 decimals in its answer. You're going to do B in Edpuzzle, and you're going to do C in Edpuzzle. All right, backside. Mr. Mason loves shopping at Costco. He can save money because he buys things in bulk, which means I buy a whole bunch at one time. Take a look at some of the things he buys at Costco. So I got the mouthwash, the mechanical pencils, the Capri Sun, the gel razors, and there's how much it costs, and then there's how much I get for it. All right, so when dividing decimals by whole numbers, the rules are set up long division problem, immediately place the decimal on the quotient, means on the answer line basically. We're going to call that raising the roof, and then divide as normal. All right, so it says, number 1, find the per unit cost of mouthwash. So if I go up here, there's the per unit cost, or there's the cost of mouthwash. And if I want the per unit cost of mouthwash, that means I just want to divide, right? So I'm going to go 5 divided into 15.50. Now the big thing, as soon as I put the decimal place, I put it right above in my answer. Notice how everything is lined up. It does matter that you line stuff up when you divide, right? And again, the per unit cost just means basically per one item, all right? You could also think of this as doing the price divided by the quantity of stuff that you have, right? Yes, I wrote that down, and so should you. Okay, so let's do this division problem. 5 doesn't go into 1, but 5 goes into 15 3 times, right? Again, I can put my finger on the 5 on my multiplication chart, move across until I get to 15, go up, and you'll see that that's 3, all right? So that's 3 times 5 is 15. That's why I have minus 15 here. That's a 0, and now I'm going to drop on down my next 5. All right, so now 5 into 5, that goes obviously 1 time, because 1 times 5 is 5. And 5 minus 5 is 0, and then drop on down my last 0. 5 into 0, 0 times. So my answer here is $3.10 per mouthwash, right? I'm going to say mouth, okay? Let's do one more, and then you got the rest, all right? Try number 2 in Edpuzzle on your own. And number 3, let's set it up, all right? So it says find the per unit cost of Capri Sun. So I got 8 packs of Capri Sun for $68.80. Remember, as soon as I put my decimal down, put it right down up in the problem, right? Raise the roof. 8 goes into 6? No. 8 goes into 68? Yes. Goes in there 8 times, which is 64. We got 4 left over. 8 times 8 was 64. 68 minus 64 is 4. So drop your 8 down. So 8 now into 48. That goes 6 times. Again, I'm just putting my finger on my multiplication chart and going across. This is 0. Drop down your last 0. And 8 into 0, 0 times. So that means my answer is $8.60 per Capri pack, right? Because they come in packs, right? You're going to do number 4 in that puzzle, and that's it. Only one part today.